Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Survival with Fix. We are starting off today in the Supporters Kingdom, but man, we have a lot to get to, so let's get moving. Very first thing we gotta do is change out some of this Blackstone for Deepslate. I think I want to go away from Blackstone. I find that I have trouble working in Blackstone and Deepslate together. I think they're kind of different colors, so I think we'll go with kind of, what is this? What is this room? It's kind of weird. Well, you know what? This room goes on forever and ever and ever. I didn't even know about this. There's shulkers. There's all kinds of storage and stuff. Wow. My supporters were busy little bees. This is awesome. Now, you know, one thing I want to do is I want to save all the Blackstone. Blackstone's kind of hard to get. I mean, there's a lot of it, obviously, in the Nether, but it's not super duper easy. So I really do want to save it all for maybe future projects. In fact, I kind of put something in my mind. Like, it'd be really nice to work out a better system for getting Blackstone, but maybe that's something we'll get to later on. Now, one of the things I really want to do in this build, and anytime we're working here in the Supporters Kingdom, is keep the guts the same and just sort of make it a little bit more my style so it blends in with the rest of this world. I don't want to just tear something down and build something new. I want to keep what is there and sort of edit it to make it work. And I think by adding these Deepslate sort of accent pieces, I think that's sort of accomplishing that goal. I got two sides of that wall completed, and I have chewed through all of the dark oak available to me, so I need to go on a major dark oak cutting expedition. But you can see, just adding all this depth, it's starting to look pretty nice. I really like sort of the general idea as it's coming together for this wall. Time to travel to the Fixxiverse amusement park. It's actually not too far of a journey. One thing I did in this world whenever I made it is I didn't use extra large biomes. I just used regular because I want to build everything really, really close together. And I think I've accomplished that. Here's Fixxiverse right there. You know, I love killing two birds with one stone, and one of the things that I want to do is every time I need dark oak, I go over here to the Fixxiverse theme park because I want to take down all of the dark oak trees in this dark oak forest, because this is eventually going to be sort of the horror land, I don't know what you want to call it, like the scary verse of the theme park. I return back over here to the Supporters Kingdom with an absolute truckload of dark oak, and I think I'm ready to finish off these sort of, I don't know, little like round sort of pillars that are supposed to hold up the wall. All right, it's going to be a lot of work. Let's get going. Yeah, my goodness. So I got a lot of dark oak, and I almost ran out of Deepslate like instantly. So I'm right back to farming Deepslate. Man, oh man, do I wish that I had a way to get Deepslate faster than this. I mean, it's nice to get diamonds and redstone stuff, but honestly, I have more diamonds and redstone than I'll ever need. Alright, lots of grind later, and I have the walls, at least this portion of the walls, done. I really like the look, because I'm kind of sort of looking not at what it is right now, but what it's about to be. So the next thing I need to address, I need to add some white. So what I did is I got some of this white terracotta that I love so much, and I just used it to sort of bring in a little bit of color, I mean it's white, but still color I guess, to the walls, just so it's not so much Deepslate and stone brick, because there's a lot of that. So I think it's really going to help. I might use this quite a bit around the walls. I added all that terracotta. It looks really, really nice. The towers are nice. I like that there's like 3 different levels of tower, but this gate, yeah, the gate needs a lot of help. It's just very, very plain. So I want to bring it out from the wall by a couple blocks to give it some depth. And just like that, we have the gate out a few blocks just to give it some more depth. I like it. I use a lot of white terracotta, again, just to bring in some brightness to it. I really think it does help. I need a little bit more detail on that, but I think the idea of it is pretty good. We're just roughing it in. Again, I don't do any creative planning. This is just sort of shooting from the hip, trying to figure out what works, and yeah, I think it works. Up next, I need to work on the walls that will actually connect these towers, and because the walls right now, they go a little higher than I wanted to, and they're actually not all exactly the same height. There's one place where it's up a block, so I think what I'm going to do is bring that down just so it's consistent, and then we'll bring in a little bit of depth sort of the top of these walls just to help give it that extra little oomph. Also, I'm mixing in smooth stone with stone brick to help a little bit. Yeah, you can see just a very small little bit of a depth there, and that just helps a lot. It just makes the tower look, I don't know, more real or whatever. It's a big difference. I'll be honest though, whenever I'm working here in the supporter kingdom, it is more challenging than just building myself because I can't just think of something cool and build it. I need to like see what's there and take time to edit it in. So I finished the outside walls and I really like it, but it's day 5,853. So I have about 150 days or so until the big day 6,000. And I think I just need to sort of walk away from this project for a little bit and do something else just for now. We'll come back to it, but I need to sort of stretch my creative muscles a bit. So it's time to say goodbye to the Supporters Kingdom for just now. Goodbye, Failwind. I will see you soon because we are going back to, well, where we just were, the Fixxiverse theme park. I'm very excited. You know, at this theme park, I've been so focused recently on the zoo expansion. I haven't really done a lot sort of in the main kingdom. And one of the things that I want to do in the main kingdom is, well, I want to finish some things before we can actually move on. One of the things I really need to finish is this medieval area kind of around the castle. Because this is like shopping, restaurants, all that kind of stuff for our customers. They need to eat. Well, first thing is, unfortunately, we're back to cutting down trees. Luckily, spruce trees is what I've been using for these medieval houses, and, well, that's the easiest wood to harvest, so let's go. Again, with sort of what I did with the dark oak, eventually the area that I'm cutting down the spruce trees are probably going to be my mega taiga biome for all of the zoo animals that live there, like foxes and so forth. So every time I grow a new tree, I'm finding some grass to turn it into, what's that brown stuff, podzol? Yeah, podzol. Now, you know, when I'm building this, oh man, I love walking under stuff. I know I talk about it all the time, but it just adds so much to your city and your town, especially in this sort of genre, but in any genre in Minecraft. If you're walking under stuff, you're giving yourself some vertical depth, and I really love that. The layout of this place is really, really nice. I hopped into FreeCam just so I can show you sort of where it is. This is going to be my next expansion for this. I'm not going to go all the way around the castle today, but at least adding, 4 or 5 new houses. It's a pretty good start. You know, building houses is so simple. It's such a simple Minecrafty old school house sort of idea and technique, but man, they still take a long time to detail and put all around this house. So yeah, but you know, the idea is, okay, now again, all these houses are the exact same palette, basically same shape, same ideas, because I want this to look not like a real town, like a amusement park, like a theme park would be, where, you know, they built these, the Imagineers, if you will, built these houses all for shops and stalls and all that kind of stuff to sell merch. But I think I need a little bit of a palate cleanser from all that. I did a lot of building, a lot of detailing. I think we're going to head back to the Supporter Kingdom just for a little bit longer here this episode. Try to finish out a little bit more of the castle. Yeah, as always, I'm out of Deepslate, so I got to do some more Deepslate mining. So I grabbed my shulkers and I'm going to head underground. I'm going to do some mining and we'll be back. You know, I forgot. I was just walking to the mines here and just looking up the castle because I haven't seen it in, at this point, several days of real lifetime. And yeah, looking at it, it's like, man, the castle looks pretty good from down here just after doing the walls, not even touching the inside keep yet. It's pretty nice. Okay, I got a bunch of Deepslate and I'm ready to get into actually working. And one of the things I want to address is these towers that sort of hold the keep up. They're just all stone brick. I want to sort of add in some depth to that. So I think I'm going to build up some Deepslate pillars around that should help a lot. Well, at the time I'm recording this, we are actually a couple days after the 1.21 official launch, and I've been working on this, adding in Deepslate accents, and I do want to keep on working this, but man, I really want to get 1.21. I'm waiting for a few of the mods to release that I use for sort of client-side mods, but yeah, I think I might go ahead and do it. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to 1.21. And welcome to 1.21. A few of the mods updated, like the shaders mod and all that kind of stuff I use. But unfortunately, replay mod and stuff isn't out yet, so we're going to go without it for right now. But hey, you know what? Seems to be running just fine. Cool. You know, one of the things I really miss is the Bobby mod. Unfortunately, it's not updated for 1.21 yet. So yeah, look, this is like, I got so used to it. This is like how far you can usually see in Minecraft. I can't see anything. I'm so used to like 50 or higher chunk render. So yeah. Anyway, we're headed to New Hope. I actually took a wrong turn. We're headed to New Hope. One of the things I really need is a new villager, and I figured why not just do, hey, what happened to this guy? Oh man, I wonder if a zombie snuck in here. These guys are still okay. I don't know. Well, I need a new villager anyway, so let's get that figured out. It has been years, like literally years, since I've used my villager breeder here. Hopefully it still functions. I'm not even totally sure where it is. Yeah, it's that orange house. Okay, so I made a cartography table because I need a cartography villager. Well, the breeder did work indeed, and I got this guy over here. Unfortunately, I can't get him up this one step. I'm hoping he'll just take his job so I can kind of lock him in and then maybe use the cartography table to move him up the stairs. It would be my goal, but no. Okay, I finally got him assigned a job as a cartographer and locked him in by making a trade, and now we got to put him in his home forever. I don't know if I'll ever need him again, but at least he'll be there if I do. So, I got a trial chamber map, and it's time to go adventuring. I put everything I had away, and I actually had to make myself a new chest plate. I cannot find my chest plate anywhere. I searched all over the world for it, so I had to make a new netherite chest plate, and I got a pretty decent enchant. I think I got protection on it, so I think it's time to go find this. All right, the map says it's here, so I'm just going to dig straight on down until I find it. Hopefully, I mean, you know, I got my totem, although it's not in my hand at this moment, but hopefully everything will be fine, right? No, yeah, I found it. Luckily, death-free find, and yeah, that is definitely a trial chamber. So let's see what happens here. Hopefully, look, I'm not a great PvE or PvP, or I'm not really good at this game really at all. So yeah, hopefully everything will go okay. But hey, you know what? Maybe we'll get tons and tons of loot. That'd be cool. Look, I did not find that to be very challenging. I did find one of the new, is it called Bog? The new skeleton guys. Now, I'm not doing the advanced one. I'm just doing the regular old trial chamber, so I don't think they're supposed to be that hard, but yeah, it's really not hard. And I mean, I do have pretty good gear, so I guess I wouldn't really expect it to be. I'm a little underwhelmed with the rewards as well. It took me quite a few of these spawners to defeat, but I finally got my first trial chamber key. Now I got to find a vault somewhere, and hopefully I'll get something cool. I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not expecting too much again, knowing that this is the easy level version, but still, you know, come on. All right, I cleared my way to the first vault, and I'm going to take my key, and let's see what we get. Hopefully something awesome. I think these things are all turned off. Should be able to... Wait, what's that one up there? That one's red eye. Is that the more advanced version? I think maybe it is. Boy, I should have done some research before I did this. I think this is the more advanced version of this. I don't know. Yeah, it was the more advanced version. But hey, I got a smithing template, which is awesome. I don't know how many there are. I should have looked that up so I could make sure I get at least, because I am trying to collect all of them. But once you get one, you can just copy it, right? The rewards are met. Hey, there's a breeze. That's cool. That's exciting, I guess. He went down in there. I really like it. I like the addition. It's because I'm not a big adventurer. It's not maybe totally my cup of tea, but I like the idea of it, and I like getting these breeze rods too. But after adventuring, I returned home because I'm going to do something that is going to be controversial in this world. I am tired of collecting cobblestone, smoothstone, deepslate, and blackstone. So I just recently built this generator that I learned off Mawless Slime in Skyblock Kingdoms, and I'm going to build it here. Hopefully you don't get too mad. You know, the nice thing about having done this Titan station before the villagers got nerfed so hard is that I have basically infinite glass, because I have all these guys cured down to 1 emerald for everything. So, yeah, infinite glass factory, and they unlock fast enough that basically I can just go around and around and around. But another thing I need for this factory is I need blue ice, and I need like 28 blue ice, which requires quite a bit of compressed ice. So I found an ice spikes biome. It is like the smallest ice spikes biome that has ever been. But, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to decimate it. Hopefully there's a bigger one somewhere around here. I got a completely full inventory of compressed ice, and yeah, it basically stripped that entire ice spikes biome. Yeah. Now I headed over to Gabor, our ancient kingdom, and I have, luckily, lots of slime saved because, unfortunately, my iron golem is dead for some reason. So the slime farm is currently not working, but I have quite a bit saved for the sticky pistons I need. Now back to collecting materials. I need quite a bit of lava. I'm going to have to build yet another super smelter at some point, so I'm going to need to compile a bunch of lava for that to get that started as well. So now I did this before, so I have the schematic saved on Lightmatica, which thankfully is updated for 1.21. I just did this over in Skyblock Kingdom, so I'm just going to be placing all these blocks. You don't really need to necessarily see it, and I can't replay mod it anyway. Oh, hey, check it out. These guys, it's not like you don't need to carry milk around anymore. They drop ominous potions. That's kind of cool. If you're wondering why they move like that, by the way, I have the Fresh Animations mod with the Fresh Animations resource pack loaded, and I used that in 1.20, and luckily it was updated. It's so cool. If you haven't used it before, it's so cool. It just makes everything just look so much more alive. Well, after quite a bit of building, it's ready to turn this on, and, well, let's just see what happens. Hopefully it will work and not blow everything up. It'd be super nice if it didn't blow up all of my hard work, but, yeah, okay. The TNT's dropping, the cobblestone's moving, well, the stone is moving. Basalt might need to get started. Might take a minute to get started, then it'll get going. I hope. You know what I always forget? I always forget that I have like 20 masonry villagers. Hey, what's this Enderman doing? Get out of here, buddy. I don't want to look at you. I saved up, and these guys are all also cured all the way down. So I can have access to bricks and terracottas and all that kind of... I should forget about that. Yeah, I should utilize these guys a lot more. Unfortunately, yeah, seeing all those masonry villagers, I forgot about these guys. These guys were not cured before I upgraded to 1.20, I think, or 1.20.2 or whatever it was. Unfortunately, so I'm going to cure them now, but I don't think I'm going to be able to re-cure them over and over and over for the big discount. That kind of stinks. I wish I had remembered that. One of the nice things about having a really, really old world, though, is just having so much infrastructure. Like, for example, in these silos, I have a big dripstone farm, which, of course, I'm going to need because I am going to make another super smelter near my basalt cobblestone generator so I can have smooth stone so I never have to really mine it again, which would be really, really nice. And luckily, I'm sure that I have enough dripstone to do this whole thing in one go. Okay, what is this? Like the 8th super smelter I've built in this world, at least? But this one is going to be great because as I get cobblestone for free and blackstone or basalt or whatever for free, I'm just going to be able to put this in. Now, how am I going to get basalt and blackstone for free, you might ask? Well, because I'm going to be a big cheater. Okay, so in Skyblock, the way you get Deepslate is by combining cobblestone and basalt, and the way you get blackstone is by combining basalt and Deepslate. And I'm going to add those two data packs to my world because I have already mined thousands, if not millions of it. I think I deserve a break. Look, it's cool. If you don't like it, it's totally fine, but I turned this thing on already, and look, I'm getting tons of cobblestone, tons of basalt, and now I can combine it. So basically, I get 4 things. Cobble, smooth stone, basalt, Deepslate, and blackstone. That's 5, not 4, 5. You know, I did something that I'll probably never, ever do again. I made a copy of this world, and I built this whole factory in a creative world because I see Jermsyboy, my good friend Jerm, do this all the time in his world where he builds it in creative and then switches over to survival and builds it with a schematic. So I did that. So I'm in a copy of my world, not the real world, and I built this factory. And I like the look of it. It houses both my, well, you'll see, the cobblestone generator and all that stuff and all this infrastructure to make, yeah, it's so much work. I just don't think I'll do it again. So now I have my big material list in the real world, and I need to collect all of this stuff to build something that I already built. You know, I'll be really honest with you while I'm building this. One of the reasons why, and probably the primary and main reason why I won't do this again is the temptation to just like cheat this building in. It's stronger than I wish it were. Like, I have never cheated in this world, even like a single item that I know of, that I can remember. I've really built every single block by hand, but having it on Lightmatica, you know, you can just press the execute button and pop it right in, and the temptation's there, and I don't like that temptation. I don't like that, because I already built it once. I'm like, oh, come on, I could just press the button, and then it's all done. So I think for two reasons, I won't do this creative building first thing again. First, I feel like it takes like twice as much time, even though that's not really true. I feel like it does. And secondly, I just don't like the temptation of just being able to like click that button and be done with it. I'd rather build it on the fly, take time, think about it, even if that means I have to undo stuff in survival, which of course takes way longer. I would just rather that. That's going to make me feel better about my build. So enjoy. This is the one and only time I'll be doing a creative test build first. Okay, took quite a while, but we are basically done. Now, the interior, not at all, but it looks pretty nice. A pretty decent factory. It looks kind of weird because there's no landscaping outside, but you can see the inside is kind of set up. I used wood here. I might change that out later, but I have a lot more wood than I have copper available right now, so it's okay. You know, auto crafting is something that I do not know how to do, so I had to watch a tutorial how to do auto crafting. So I did a little auto crafter here just to separate the cobblestone and the basalt. And then what I want to do is I want to take that cobblestone basalt and then use probably mine carts to go into the auto crafter. This is the whole reason why I really wanted to do this. And then basically what I'll do is I'll have one cobblestone and one basalt in order to make deepslate. And then I'll do another setup where the deepslate then is taken and makes blackstone with even more basalt. I think that'll work. This is a little confusing. Oh, baby, some trial and error later. More error than trial, to be totally honest, but I now am all set up. So I got mine carts that are taking up and dropping off cobblestone and deepslate to where they need to go. Well, cobblestone and basalt, and then the deepslate. Then I'm going to take the deepslate out and do another automatic minecart from there where it's going to pass through the other autocrafter into kind of a storage facility that's going to be outside. I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, I have to rebuild, well, I had to rebuild my TNT duper because unfortunately it was running and I flew away, and when I came back, it unloading and loading the chunks made the thing break. So I took away the lever and put in a pressure pad, so I actually have to be standing on the pressure pad to run it. That's okay. That way it won't break whenever I go away because I had to reload the schematic and refigure out how to build it because I don't really know. I just copied the design. Anyway, as long as I'm standing on this pressure pad, the TNT duper will go, and when I go off of it, it stops. Okay, so this is the outside chaotic section, and I think it's going to be really cool because what I want to have is I want to have like a warehouse outside of the factory where all of these hoppers will just go in and just eventually fill up all these chests with all the stuff I have. I have 4. I have cobblestone, deepslate, basalt, and blackstone, and each one is getting automatically put in a minecart, hopper minecart, and taken to all these hoppers. I think it's kind of awesome. So yeah, so now I need to actually build a building around this, and first thing I gotta do is get rid of all this grass. Can't have grass in a factory. It can have little patches of dirt and stuff that I might add, but I'm just gonna go with the cobblestone, smooth stone, and stone brick mixture with using tough blocks to actually do the minecart paths. It should be a pretty nice look and kind of look semi-old industrial is kind of what I'm going for. In a way to hide lighting, but not hide it completely, I just put the lighting down a block and then use glass to go all around. It's not my best design ever, but you can see through the glass and see what block is supposed to be there. I think it's kind of cool, and I didn't want to move all these up a block, so, you know, it is what it is. Now, I haven't shown you what's going on underground, and it's a giant mess, but this is how it is. These are 6 or maybe even 7 or 8 automatic loaders and stuff, so I have automatic loaders going all around here, and what I want to do is light this up and make it look kind of like a factory. This is all like underwater, actually, so each one of these is loading up, and I want to mark what item it's loading through it. Hopefully it looks kind of good. I think it looks nice, right? It looks nice. Now that that's all done, on to the warehouse. And I found this cool design from Fixxiverse Venom. I'll show it on screen on Reddit. And I just thought, wow, that's a really cool design. I just copied some of the idea. I didn't copy the build block for block. I just took some of the ideas. One of the parts of the design that I really liked the most was sort of just having the really different colors on different sides of the building. And I'm going to add more sides than just the front, sides, and back. But yeah, using like the acacia on one side, and these things are starting to fill up pretty well. It's still a long way to go, but this could run hypothetically basically all the time. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I want to make this look used and kind of old, like it's been here for a while, so I added in these patches of mud and coarse dirt and grass and all that kind of stuff, and just think it makes it, you know, look like maybe it's not been kept that well. That the warehouse itself is coming along quite nicely. Still a little bit more to add as far as the roofs and all that kind of stuff goes, but we're getting really, really close. And just like, walking down this hill and just seeing it, oh yeah, it's starting to look like a real thing. You walk in here, and this is where you can get all of the items. Now, these things I need to move up. I'm actually going to move those up a few blocks so you can walk under it, but this is where you'll get your Deepslate, your Blackstone over there, Cobblestone, Basalt. You can just walk in here and get basically as much as you could ever want. It's awesome. And by the way, we're basically done. Day 6,000 in this world and still going strong. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I really love these builds. I just think the factory and the warehouse are just super cool. They add a lot to the world. Hopefully you're not someone who's super duper mad at me adding a Deepslate and a Blackstone recipe, but if you are, well, I'm sorry. Well, Anyway, we'll see you all next episode from Survival with Fix, where we get into day 6,001. We'll see you next time.